So when Lisa Leslie is on Angel Reese's podcast and gets asked anything you would want me to work on going into year 2, Lisa Leslie has a laundry list she's already written out. Your layups suck. Your layups suck. You can't finish. You can't finish. You can't. Lisa Leslie had a huge list. Has nobody mentioned this to Angel Reese through 17 to 23 years old? So every time she would meet a legend or meet somebody in the WNBA, meet a player, instead of saying, "Hey, Angel, let me talk to you real quick," instead of looking out for her, you guys just do this again, because it's okay. It's okay.
So when Lisa Leslie appeared on Angel Reese's podcast and was asked what she'd like Reese to work on going into season 2, Leslie had a list ready to go. Your layups need work. You can't finish. You just can't. Lisa Leslie had some serious pointers. Ever wonder what happens when a basketball star's ego surpasses her skills?
I don't know what the scouts were looking at. I really don't. But following the 7, God has a plan, and it is what it is, and you ended up in Chicago, but I'm just telling you.
Going into season...
You were ready.
Thank you. Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Angel Reese's new podcast, Unapologetically Angel, is giving us front row access to that exact situation, and it's quite the spectacle. I'm not sure what the scouts saw, but here we are. God has a plan, and that's how it happened. Now, you're in Chicago, but you were ready for it. Going into season 2, what advice would you have for me from WNBA legends? From roasting her layups to low viewership numbers, Reese's efforts to stay relevant are backfiring in some cringeworthy ways. Stick around as we dive into this drama that's got everyone in the basketball world talking. You won't believe what her own mentor, Lisa Leslie, had to say about her game.
Because of women's basketball, whenever you think of Angel Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You've said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. This is your platform, so how do you feel about that situation?
I think just being able to be in that moment of it happening, you never realize how something can literally change your life. And knowing my 5 fingers and my other finger pointing at my hand could literally have changed my life for forever. It's crazy.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot 3s from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before.
You know what's wild? Angel Reese can't seem to escape Caitlin Clark's shadow, even on her own platform. Reese launched Unapologetically Angel to give fans a glimpse of her life off the court, but it's turned into an unexpected comedy show. Every episode, no matter who's sitting across from her or what the topic is, somehow circles back to Caitlin Clark. It's almost comical how predictable it's become. Fans are suggesting Reese should just rebrand it as the Caitlin Clark Show, hosted by Angel Reese, because...
Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Whenever you mention Angel Reese, people often think of Caitlin Clark. In interviews, Reese claims there's no beef, but the media keeps pushing it. How does Reese feel about this? She shared that sometimes the media's portrayal can change your life forever. It's crazy when you realize how much a moment can impact you. Here's the twist. This constant Clark-related content might actually be helping Reese.
Lisa Leslie appears on Angel Reese's podcast, Unapologetically Angel. She gives Angel some advice. Just a hint, it has to do with her layups. It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
Every time Clark's name comes up, it brings more attention to Reese's podcast. Basketball analysts have even pointed out that Reese's efforts to focus on her own journey get overshadowed by Clark's records. Let's break it down. Every time Reese talks about her pregame rituals, somehow the conversation shifts to Clark's record-breaking performances. Fans on social media are having a field day, calling the podcast The Caitlin Clark Show.
This is like WNBA leveling up and all eyes on her now. I think that she knows that she has to completely restructure her form because that is not the way to be efficient in the post position that she is in. At the post position that she's in, a layup is supposed to be a given. She needs to improve her touch around the rim, like all over the place, but she seems to take these desperation shots.
So why does this keep happening? Is Reese obsessed with Clark, or is Clark just that dominant in women's basketball right now? In one episode, Reese discussed the number 22 jerseys in the league, hers, Caitlin Clark's, and Aja Wilson's. She mentioned how they're all part of the Nike family. But no matter what, Clark keeps popping up. Whether it's a guest, talking about her, or Reese mentioning her.
Kennedy Carter Instagram account right here, guys. And I'm here to tell you, bruh, she's been going on a little rant all night long. Now, this is the tweet right here that kind of sparked everything. She stated, I think the ability to consistently make layups just put anyone in a different tier. So important to score easy. Now, a lot of people is insinuating that this tweet is towards Angel.
Clark's shadow looms large, but here's where it gets interesting. This whole Clark-centric content might be doing Reese a favor in terms of visibility. Every time Clark's name comes up, people are drawn to Reese's podcast. But here's the issue. Why does the comparison keep happening? Why does it seem like Reese keeps bringing it up? Now, let's talk about Lisa Leslie's appearance on Reese's podcast. You'd think it would be lighthearted, but it took a turn into awkward territory when Leslie got real.
Just like I've been telling y'all, bro. She has been making it her business to sneak this Angel Reese every chance she get. Now, since she's been cut, it look even more obvious. Somebody said, LOL, you ate down. Now, this tweet right here just popped up here. Somebody tried to come into the defense of her because we know she's a free agent. So, like, if you throw teammates, ex-teammates under the bus, that's going to hurt you even more.
She didn't hold back, telling Reese that her biggest area of improvement was her layups. Ouch. Can you imagine being roasted on your own podcast like that? Leslie didn't just criticize Reese's form, she got into the numbers. She pointed out that Reese shot just 39% from the field, below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, and a poor 33% on shots from 5 to 9 feet. Ouch again.
Oh, she can't be rookie of the year because all she do is do the flip shots, get them out. Just remember all that shit that they say. You know who you are? You're the female Antoine Jameson. You know what Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is. Like, everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your shot.
Leslie said that Reese needs to rework her form entirely if she wants to be more efficient, especially in the post. Reese needs to improve her touch around the rim, but right now, she's taking desperate shots. It was like watching a slow-motion train wreck as Reese sat there, trying to keep her composure while Leslie laid down the hard truth. And this is the same Angel Reese who faced accusations of stat padding during the season.
He called her Antoine Jameson. Most people, trust me, she was offended.
She didn't know who that was.
She probably does. She's a basketball fan. She probably does. But, I mean, Antoine Jameson ain't cracking nobody's top 200 in NBA history. And this woman thinks she's one of the greatest WNBA players or greatest women's basketball player of all time. Shaq just called her a role player, not a star, certainly not a superstar, not a legend. Hey, you remind me of Antoine Jameson. Oh, nice player. Put up 20,000 points. No one's really heard of him. I think Antoine played at North Carolina. Anyway, Shaq slams Angel Reese to her face,
which led to her coach getting fired. Even her former teammate, Kennedy Carter, roasted her on social media. Now, Carter's tweets added fuel to the fire. She criticized Reese's inability to make layups consistently, highlighting just how bad Reese's layup percentage was, 42.4%. the worst in the WNBA. Fans picked up on it too, with some openly roasting Reese's poor layup form. But wait, there's more. When a fan posted a graphic about Reese's terrible layup stats, Carter couldn't resist commenting, calling it spot on. That's some serious shade being thrown.
Shaquille O'Neal knows talent when he sees it. Shaquille O'Neal knows a baller when he sees it. If Angel Reese has only heard your form is awful from us, the internet conglomerate, from the Twitter conglomerate, if that is the only time Angel Reese has heard her form is shaky, her release is like she's shot putting on these layups, if that's the only, everybody in her life has let her down.
At this point, it's clear that Reese's issues with her form are becoming a bigger deal than just rookie jitters. Leslie's breakdown shows just how much work Reese has to do to improve her game. So, what does this mean for her relationship with Leslie? Is this the end of their mentorship? Or will Reese take this critique as a wake-up call?
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing. Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
In the same episode, Shaquille O'Neal, Reese's self-proclaimed father figure, stepped in with some tough love of his own. Shaq didn't just hold back, he went in hard, calling Reese's playstyle flip shots and comparing her to Antoine Jamison. Now, Jamison had a solid career, but he's far from being a basketball legend. Shaq didn't mince words, saying that Reese couldn't be Rookie of the Year because all she does are those flip shots. Talk about a harsh reality check.
And it's hilarious because it's my understanding now, she keeps telling us, Angel Reese keeps telling us that it's not just Caitlin Clark, that she's part of this brigade of women's basketball players that are leading all these new viewers into the WNBA. And I think it's these ratings right here that prove the biggest point. This is more statistical data that proves nobody's tuning in to see Angel Reese.
This comparison to Antoine Jamison stung. Shaq was essentially saying that Reese isn't at the superstar level she thinks she is. He even criticized her layup technique, calling it subpar. He might have meant it as a wake-up call, but it came across as a public slap in the face. Reese likely didn't expect such blunt feedback from one of the greatest centers in basketball history. But here's the thing. As tough as these critiques were, they might be exactly what Reese needs. Sometimes a harsh reality check can light a fire under you, and if anyone can give Reese that fire, it's Shaq. The big question now is how Reese will respond. Will she use these critiques to fuel her growth, or will she ignore them and continue down the same path?
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has nothing. She's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball. Angel Reese on the Unapologetically Clout-Chasing Caitlin Clark podcast. I think that's what it's called. Unapologetic Clout-Chasing of Caitlin Clark podcast, hosted by Angel Reese.
One thing's for sure. Reese's journey is a cautionary tale of the fine line between confidence and overconfidence. The basketball world is watching closely to see how she'll handle these challenges and whether she can turn her game around. Do you agree with the critiques? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.